Fred here, welcome back to your Obsession channel. This episode is going to be about the good old fashioned Mag-Lite. These days, as in the day that I'm recording this, there are so many manufacturers making very high quality flashlights, such as Streamlight, Surefire, etc. You know, they're all aircraft aluminum or steel and have all the latest bells and whistles and have Cree lamps that can shine billions of lumens out there. But before all of these fancy flashlights, actually when I was a kid, what you would typically have are these cheap old plastic flashlights with a little incandescent light, and you're lucky to get a couple of lumens out of them, and that's all there was. But even, you know, before these, they did have metal ones, but you know, incandescent, nothing fancy. But basically, way back there was a kid that was raised in America from an immigrant from Croatia, and in 1974 he grew up, and in 1974 he started his own business, Mr. Maglica, I believe I'm saying it, and he started selling his first quality flashlight, the Mag-Lite, in 1979 to police officers and such. And this is the first time that someone put together a fine piece of workmanship, an instrument, you know, a fine aircraft aluminum, and just a real quality flashlight that also is good for clubbing people. It could be used as a weapon too, because they're so well made. And I'm in trouble because it seems like the whole prepper and gear community just sort of forgot about Mag-Lite. I'm not saying everybody, but I just don't see a lot out there, so I wanted to do a video, sort of my take and my tribute to Mag-Lite, so let's not forget them. I sort of look at the Mag-Lite, especially the classic mini Mag-Lite, in a certain way, in that when I was in the Navy I used to always carry one, you know, on my belt in a nice pouch. And the great thing about these is, and I'm going to go ahead and pan you down, and I don't see this in any other flashlight out there, this is the regular incandescent one, by the way, is you can make them into a little candle. You don't see that. Even the LED versions, this one's like 64 lumen, it's the LED one, you could make them into a candle and light a whole room. Guess what? I don't see Streamlight or Surefire or any of them having that feature, so that's something really nice to have. Now, there are a lot of aftermarket products. Oh, I'll pan up so you can see my big head. There are a lot of aftermarket products that come for these flashlights. Most of them are made by 90s. That's, here, I'll get it up there close so you can see, N-I-T-E-I-Z-E. And one of the things I use a lot is this guy right here. You can just sort of pop it on any of these AA types, and a piece of fiber optic will bring that light to the very tip, and you could use that for really cool things. Now, I happen to have a 1911 right here, safety checked of course, but we'll go ahead and double check. Good, and nothing there. My opinion is that these Mag-Lites are the 1911 of the flashlight world. They've been around forever, and they're still being used today, and they're solid, and there's all kinds of add-ons and gadgets and things you could do to modify them, such as this fiber optic thing. You could go ahead and use this as a bore light, so you could go ahead and you know, do things like that. So I keep this particular fiber optic down by where I do my gun cleaning, so I could go ahead and check the bore after. But this is made by 90s, or it came with a flashlight. It actually came with this flashlight with this already attached when I had bought it. Really cool product. There's all kinds of holsters that you could buy for these flashlights. Leather, nylon, ballistic nylon type. And 90s has some other cool products. One of my criticisms of these AA, these mini Maglites is this right here. Here's a problem. See that? They roll. Thankfully, Mag-Lite has come up with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open real quick. And I'll show you what these do. And by the way, everything here, 90s, Mag-Lite, all made in the USA. Let's go ahead and get all this out. What I bought it for is, even though there's some color filters that you can put in, and you can put a pocket clip on there, was this little rubber piece here. So I could put this on here, and now it barely, you know, it won't roll around. So if you have a Mag-Lite, you go to 90s and buy that pack and use this to keep it from rolling around. That's why one big criticism about the good old standard flashlight. Now, if you have an old Mag-Lite and you don't have one of these new, brighter 60, 65 lumen approximately flashlight, you can purchase this upgrade unit, which you can put, you can bump it up from, like, these incandescent ones are about 15 lumen. You can bump them up to about 30 lumen in 90s. And we'll go ahead and try that out in a minute. Mag-Lite also has some products I'm not fond of, such as this little solitaire flashlight. This thing only puts out about 2 lumen. They don't have an LED version. It's almost worthless in my opinion. It's not bright enough. I don't understand why they don't have an LED version of this, the solitaire. Really small. They only cost a couple of bucks. Another disappointing product was the LX100. This thing is very bright. I mean, it's over 100 lumen. Does very well, but it has this complicated thing on the back where you hold it a certain way when you press the button, and you can make it do all these different functions. Since then, they came out with the XL50 and a more simpler, just tail, you know, you hit it once to do, hit it again to do something else, hit it again to do something else. But I'm not crazy about it because there's not a lot of aftermarket things for this one, and it rolls. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and, I already cut the package open, not to waste your time. And what we'll do is we'll replace the standard parts in this Mag-Lite with what came with this LED Combo 2 upgrade from 90s. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is take off this little teeny bulb. Has these like 2 little protrusions, and this gadget has 2 protrusions that go into those same 2 holes right in there. And then we'll go ahead and put these batteries in here, this battery in here, and it comes with a tail cap with a button on it. I hope it's going to work. It's going to be pretty disappointing if it doesn't. Oh, okay. It is going to work. You got to make sure you press this all the way in, by the way. I thought I was pressing it all the way in. When you put this, now I can't see because it flashed in my light. You want to make sure you press this all the way down in there, so it'll light. And now I have a tail cap. Next thing you want to do is you got to change out the reflector in the head unit here. So go ahead and take the old one out, put the new one in. So you can see the original had a very small hole for the small bulb, and this one has a bigger hole in it now. So now I'll put that on here, close it all up, and now it doesn't work. And nothing ever works as planned, does it? Oh, I see. You can actually use it. It turns itself off because it still uses the original function, which means I don't have to use this stupid button tail cap. I'm gonna leave the original tail cap on here and just use the old-fashioned function. So you can still use that if you want, which is nice. But give Mag-Lite some respect. They're the only ones that allow you to simply light up a room by using the top as a base. Nobody else is doing that. There are some weird ones where you pull it and they overcomplicate something that has such a simple solution. The Maglites are just simple, very made very simple out of aircraft aluminum, have survived the test of time, just like the good old 1911. Check out what offerings they have out there if you're looking for something. I say you should at least have one of the standard Maglites. Again, these are around 65 lumen that use the regular AA's. This is a camo version. It's I know it's barely enough to be tactical, but they might have some that are brighter now in this standard form. I would personally stay away from these other XL versions. I'm just not really loving them yet. I'm not going to say they're terrible. I'm just saying they roll. They don't have all the extras that you could buy for them. So I think this is a better solution for now. It's good to have a big flashlight, just because they last. This one will last for 3 days on these big D batteries. This is a 3D battery one. This thing will last for 3 days. Super bright. Depends on what version you get as far as lumens. So I'm not going to really state lumens on it, but you can whack somebody on the head with them and knock them out for 3 days with this. And this is originally what police started using. I mean, that's what they were made for. So that's it. I just wanted to say my piece, give Mag-Lite some respect. Check them out. It's not all about the expensive stuff. By Surefire, Streamlight, you have a very high quality product made in America from the American dream of a son of an immigrant coming over from Croatia, starting a business in 1974, 1979. Started making these outstanding flashlights, and I think in the 80s started making the mini Maglites, which are an icon. I mean, they've been around forever. Also, the solitaire, not great. I'm going to show you a good alternative to this little solitaire. So until Mag-Lite does something about getting an LED for this, there is an aftermarket LED for the solitaire. It's crap. Don't even waste your money. So again, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I bet you never heard anybody talk about Maglites as much as me, but I appreciate you stopping by, friends, viewers, subscribers. You are always appreciated. I hope you have a great day, morning, evening, or wherever you are, or at whatever you are.